your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The COVID-19 pandemic is having a lasting impact on many of its victims. The highly contagious virus is to blame for a new alarming development, in many cases being recorded at the local kidney center. Sabrina Brown has more in this report.
The COVID-19 pandemic has not only crippled economies worldwide, it's also caused a devastating health crisis for many of its victims: kidney failure.
I started tons of patients, so many patients on dialysis. The kidneys have failed because of COVID. Yes, and it's a new disease called COVID-associated nephropathy, which actually means the COVID virus directly affects the kidneys. So I've started so many people on dialysis just because of COVID. And also, as we know, hypertension and diabetes are two major causes of kidney disease. So, and that's what plagues our Bahamian culture. And so the numbers are increasing astronomically, and it's getting scary because the data says in the year 2040, around like 1 in 10 persons would have kidney problems. So it's just very scary how things are going.
Nephrologist at the Kidney Center, Dr. Monique Pratt, says kidney disease can be a silent killer, as there are not always early warning signs.
At the point when your kidneys really fail or they go down really fast, it may be too late. That means it already happened before you could even see any signs. But if you do detect it early by getting your screening blood work by your physician or your doctor, sometimes you can see the patient would develop, they can get decrease in appetite, they can get weight loss, they can get fluid retention because the kidneys are involved in removing fluid. So they can get fluid retention around their lungs or around their abdominal area or even in their legs. And that usually happens on the late stages of kidney disease, not really the early stages. Early stages, you can't really tell anything at all. You can feel normal. That's the scary part.
While kidney disease may not be easily detectable in the early stages, Dr. Pratt says it is preventable.
It's very important that during your annual checkup, you know what your creatinine is. Creatinine is the substance that the kidneys help remove from your body. That tells us, it gives us an idea of how your kidneys are functioning. So whenever you get your routine checkup at your doctor, just ask what your creatinine level is. It's just say CR or creatinine. Your doctor will know exactly what it means. And this is very important because if we detect that your creatinine is getting higher or out of normal range, we can work you up sooner and hopefully slow down disease progression if you do have kidney disease.
But she says if you are diagnosed with kidney disease, it is not a death sentence.
It's a change for your way of life because if you do get kidney failure where you require dialysis, which is renal replacement therapy, you have to go on the dialysis machine, you're required to have it 3 days a week, which is 4 hours each treatment, and that's 3 days a week. So for some patients, it's a lot at the beginning. Psychologically, it's a lot. It's a lot on the family. It's a lot on your body. But like anything else in life, I tell them, change, you have to adjust to the change, and eventually patients do okay. But dialysis is a life-saving treatment. It doesn't kill people. So I just want to reiterate that. A lot of people ask that question. They get this fear that it's a death sentence. But no, like everything else, the medical technology is here. We're here to help, and we're here to help keep you alive with dialysis and with your kidney care.
Now, the month of March is being observed as Kidney Month, a time when health officials focus on raising awareness about kidney disease and preventative measures. Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
And it's that time of year again when the Princess Court Ministries is preparing to launch its 2022 program. The 6-week Purity program caters to young girls between the ages of 5 and 18 years old. The Princess Court begins this coming Saturday, March 5th at Central Zion Baptist Church in 8 Mile Rock. Executive Director Stephanie Burrows and leading lady Beverly Curtis are excited about this year's program.
This year, I am so happy and privileged to have so many of the sisters working with us. They are sisters from my church and also from the community. And this year especially is so good because we have a lot of the millennials who will be in the Princess Court and instructing and mentoring. So I am so happy that I can now begin to pass on the baton.
The leading ladies will be engaged with the princesses, arts and craft, painting, fitness and dance, health and hygiene, etiquette, gardening, sewing, and cooking.
Leading ladies Cami and Krihanna went through the program and have come back to assist the other young ladies.
Purity is not just a journey of, remaining sexually pure until marriage. It's about a whole lot of different aspects, like, practicing being a good steward of whatever it is that you have, practicing being an honest person, practicing being a leader.
I went through the program, became a leading lady in training, and now I'm a leading lady that assists in mentoring girls. I also assist in the arts and craft sessions.
Now, the Princess Court Ministries will be held every Saturday afternoon from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. for the next 6 weeks. At the end of the program, a pledging ceremony will be held where the princesses will be presented with purity pearl necklaces. And that is a look at stories making news. A check on sports is up next.
Good evening, I'm Jake Philippe and welcome to Sports. We have a whole lot of updates as it relates to sports the past few days with golf, women's basketball, but let's start this one off with soccer at the YMCA. Soccer training at the YMCA soccer fields seems to be the thing on Saturday mornings. Young athletes as young as age 3 years old learning the basic fundamentals of the game with coach Kevin Leacock.
We're actually working on dribbling with the ball, so our theme, most of the time our training sessions have themes, so our theme today is dribbling with the ball, so we set up certain exercises that will force the girls to dribble with the ball, keeping their eyes down, making sure that they have total control of the ball, little fun games for them to kind of compete against each other, and then we always end the practice session with a game situation where they can all interact with each other and put the things that they learned in the day on the field.
Former athlete of the Grand Bahamas Soccer Club, who's now one of the coaches, Ashley Lockhart, gives a breakdown of the training sessions.
With the under 6 and 7s and under 10s, we are working on dribbling and moves, teaching them different types of skills that they can use in a match to beat a defender. So as Coach Kevin mentioned, we work on drills in the earlier half of the session, and then at the end we play games so the girls can interact and put into practice what they've learned.
Switching gears now, in golf, Cameron Riley took part in the THORPE Golf Invitational in Orlando, Florida on the weekend. From the field of 60 golfers, Riley had an impressive showing on the green where he rounded out in the top 10, finishing in 6th place overall. And finally, in sports, it's the month of March, which means March Madness is right around the corner. In its home finale on Senior Day, Coach Yo and her Ole Miss Lady Rebels stood tough with the nation's best in number 1, South Carolina, but ultimately came up short, falling 71-57. The Rebels wrap up the regular season with its best finish in conference play since the 93-94 season and will await their next opponent as the number 4 seed in the SEC tournament. And that's a quick check on sports, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe. Be blessed.